All right, welcome on into this episode of First CSP, the channel dedicated to bringing you the first council sorter patch issued from each council in Scouting America, both past and present. Today we're going to take a look at Boulder Dam Area 328 out of Nevada. It was chartered in 1944 and existed up until 2005 when it was a name change to Las Vegas Area 328. Now, if you look at more recent collecting guides, you're going to find that the first issue was broken into two variations, T1A and T1B, and that's based on the direction of the stitching behind the state names as either vertical or horizontal. However, if we look at older guides, we are going to find that those designations of A and B are actually subdivided into three distinct issues. So what is now the T1A and has vertical stitching is going to be the T1A, B, and C, and or was previously. And what is now called T1B with horizontal stitching was previously D, E, and F. We do have A through F to show you today, so let's head on over to the patch table. So the first three here that we'll show you, the T1A, B, and C, would all now be considered T1A issues because of their vertical stitching behind the state names over here on the right hand side. So this is defined with its dark green border, light blue background, light yellow fleur-de-lis, black name, thick letters, bright colors, and vertical stitching behind the state names. So this one is the T1A first issue. I'm going to put it up towards the top. It is a cloth backed patch there. Then we'll put up the T1B, because obviously all of these were comparing back to the first. This one is listed as a dark green border, light blue background, light yellow fleur-de-lis, black name. Colors vary in luster. And this is the T1B. I will say it does seem as though there's kind of a light coating, a light coating on the back here of this T1B. The colors do not look quite as bright as the T1A. And then we go to the T1C, also still having vertical stitching, listed as a dark green border, pale blue background. So instead of light blue, now we've moved to pale blue background. Light yellow fleur-de-lis, black name, very specifically thin letters and vertical stitching. So the thin letters here for the state names especially do help the T1C stand out. But those are the three varieties that all have vertical stitching behind the name. This one also a cloth backed patch. No coating on this one. There does seem to be something of a coating, although it's super light. I don't know if I'd call it plastic backed or not, on the T1B. Then we move to the second three, which would now all be considered T1Bs in the collecting guides, but these were the horizontal stitching, and these are going to be T1, D, E, and F. So we start with the T1D. T1D listed as having a bright dark green background, rough blue background, light yellow fleur-de-lis, black name, thick letters, and horizontal stitching. So that is the T1D. This one does have a plastic back. You can get the camera focus back. There we go. That does have a plastic back. I'm going to move this up towards the top of the patch table. And then come through with the T1E, bright dark green background, pale blue back, I'm sorry, bright dark green border, Pale blue background, dark yellow fleur-de-lis, black name, and horizontal stitching. So we've gone from what we're calling rough blue to pale blue on the T1E, also plastic backed. I don't really know what defines rough versus pale. They do list the letters as thicker on the T1D, and you can see they're super thick where it says Boulder Dam. And then we go to the T1F. And the T1F listed as a bright dark green border, light blue background, light gold fleur-de-lis, black name, and horizontal stitching. That one being our T1F. So we have 3 different styles that were produced with vertical stitching and 3 different production styles for the horizontal stitching. Those would all be now condensed into T1A and T1B. But that takes you through the first issues here for Boulder Dam. Hopefully you guys have found that informative. It is wild to see all the slight variations here and their descriptions, especially in the older text. Hope you have enjoyed that. We'll be back again tomorrow with another brand new episode. We hope to see you then. I want to thank you all for stopping in today. We'll be back again tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.